Hi, this is Coach Rochet with Trainer Oak, and we're going to go over in detail one of your system prep days. Alright, with your workouts, pretty much every day you have a little section that says system prep. Other people call this warm-up. I try to stay away from warm-up because people don't take warm-up seriously. They hear warm-up and they just, I've said this before, half-ass it through that, don't get anything from it. What we're looking for in this system prep section is to get your body ready for the upcoming workout. We want, get some sweat going, blood flowing, loosen up the joints, but it's also an opportunity to work on joint mobility by moving the main joints, shoulders, elbows, knees, hips, ankles through a full range of motion, making you control your own body weight in different positions. And so it can still help you become a better athlete. So we don't like to waste that time and just do whatever to lead into the workout and not really pay attention to it. So we have a few different type of system prep routines that we use. I'm going to go over one here that you'll see regularly. And the first exercise listed on this one is, you'll see TKE listed. That stands for terminal knee extension. And another thing I borrowed from Buddy Morris, an amazing strength coach, and Joe DeFranco. This is really helpful for you guys who have a little nagging knee tendonitis in there, or to prevent that knee tendonitis. So everybody should be doing these. You should probably be doing them more if you have that tendonitis. You'll see I have a band set up here, and it's a thicker band than we use for the band pull aparts. Good solid band. I'm going to pull it here to get some tension, and I'm just going to step into that band right here and put it right on the back of my knee. Right here. I'll do it on this leg so you can see better. So I've got a bend in my knee right here. I've got the band's pulling this way. What I want to do now is I'm just lifting my heel off the ground, and then I focus on flexing my quad as hard as I can to straighten my leg. And I pause, and I'm really flexing my quad real hard here, and then I just relax, let my heel off the ground. So it's not really just about pushing my heel down. I want to flex this quad. That'll bring my knee into extension, and that's going to help get rid of that patella tendonitis in there. So I'll do, a good set of 15 right here. Hold it for a count. Flex real hard. Come back up. Flex. Release, and come back up. And then I'll switch to the other leg. And I started using these with our athletes, and it's not the most fun exercise to do, but those guys who had knee pain would come in and do this stuff every single day, so I knew it was working. Once we're done with those, the TKEs, we've got the knees warmed up, then we'll just do a basic sumo squat to stand. So what we want to do is we want to squat down, and whenever we squat down, fight to keep that chest up. Make sure the knees are tracking with the toes. I'll put my hands together like this, and I'll push my knees out and stay as tall as I can in the chest, pushing my knees out, just working that flexibility, low back, hips, all that area. I'll show you here also ankle flexibility. So we want to be in this position. I'm not the most flexible guy, but I'm always working on this, getting in that right position. Don't be down in here like this. All right, push those knees out, get in a good position. Then you're going to transition those hands underneath your toes. The hips come up, and now you're stretching your hamstrings. It's stretching those hamstrings, and then you come on back down. Sumo squat to stand on that one. Get a few reps on that, and then now your hips should be getting loosened up, ankles, things like that. Next, what we'll do, very commonly used exercise, is called an inchworm. For this, I want the legs to stay locked out throughout. So I'll do it kind of diagonally here so you can see the legs. But basically, you're going to go down like you're touching your hands to the ground, trying to touch your toes, be on your fingertips, keep just a slight bend in those knees, but pretty straight. And now we're going to walk them out. Don't bend your legs here. We'll walk them all the way out. Crank out 3 push-ups, and then we're walking back. And notice how my legs stay pretty much straight. Right? It's just a slight bend in those knees. What I don't want to see is this thing right here and this thing right here. That's not what we're looking for. So we'll walk it out, get our push-ups, just a slight bend in the knee, and then bring it on back. After that, we can get down here on the ground, and we'll do something called fire hydrants. It's called a fire hydrant because it looks like a dog lifting its leg up to pee on a fire hydrant. Pretty innovative name. Position we want to be in here is, think about having a neutral spine. So you don't want a big arch. You don't want to be rounded. Contract your abs, you know, tight low back, and just hold that position. Now we want to think about the movement happening around the hip and drawing as big a circle as possible with the knee, all the way around. Now watch this. I come up to the chest and around. So I'm not just doing this. I don't need to straighten the leg out in the back. Basically, I think about drawing a big circle and using my hip to draw a big circle with that knee. And I don't want a lot of side-to-side motion or losing position here. I kind of get it set, draw a big circle with my knee, and keep coming around. Now I'm going to do 5 that way, and then 5 this way. And then I'll be on the other one. So now I'm not leaning huge on this, any of that stuff. As stable as possible, hips and shoulders as squared up as possible. Draw that big circle with the knees. Now we can get a little movement going. Frankenstein walk, we also call it toy soldier. Arms out here, and you're just kicking up. And try and get those toes to your hands. And you want to do something every step. A lot of people will do this. They'll kick up, and then they'll walk 3 strides. Try and get contact with the hands every single step. Now, a little bit more movement here. We're going to do an air squat and a lunge combination. And so the way it goes is that you start off with a squat, then you do a forward lunge, into a backwards lunge, into a squat, into a forward lunge, into a backwards lunge. That's 1 rep. So if you're going to do 5, now we're squatting again, and then forward lunge, backward lunge, squat, forward lunge, forward lunge, backwards lunge, and keep going. Alright, so we keep going. Now make sure that squat is a good squat. And the lunge, there's light contact with the back knee, but you're staying up nice and tall. Do them right. Do them right on that stuff. And then the last thing we're going to do to really stretch out and get some mobility in the hips, knee and ankle, and stretch out our adductors right here, something called the Cossack Squat. Great movement right here. I got my toes basically pointing straight forward. They can be out at an angle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back, just like I was going to sit back on a bench or a chair behind me, and then I'm going to slide it over. Now when I slide it over, I want that toe pointing to the ceiling and this heel on the ground. And I want to push this knee out so it stays in line with my toe. You can put your hands on the ground for balance like this, and then you slide over to the next one. Again, toe up, heel, try and keep that chest up, and you just keep sliding back and forth. And slide. Heel on the ground, toe to the ceiling, chest up, you'll get a good stretch in here. Start with a good wide stance on these. And that's a good warm-up right there. Get through that, do a bunch of reps, the reps that we list on this, you're ready to go into your workout. And that's it for that system prep. Use it and get better.